Welcome to my Continental Knitting Lab. Today I'm going to teach you how to make cables. I usually use a little helper like this pin or double pointed needle. But specific to cables, they also created cable needle that I found in a book called The Big Book of Knitting by Katharina Buss, and here you can see the picture of cable needle. It's kind of like when you pick up the stitches, as I will demonstrate later, they kind of sit in the little valley and it's easier to work with. I never got one, but I just wanted you to know. Great resource for cable knitting and great patterns is this incredible book by Norah Gaughan, Knitted Cable Sourcebook. Incredible. I had to get it, and I also was able to go to a retreat which was done by Vogue Knitting, and Norah Gaughan was there, so I even got it. Got her signature. That's how big fan I am of her. But let's go back to our knitting. Knitting of cables. Very easy to do. It just looks. So first I'm just going to slip a stitch. 2 purl. This is just my example for you, so don't worry about how and what. Everything will be. When you want to knit cables, usually it's gonna be according to a pattern. So pattern will exactly tell you on how many purl, how many knitted stitches and everything. But right now we're gonna focus on how to make a simple cable. Here I'm going to borrow this little pin, and I'm going to put it right here on the second stitch, and I'm going to slip the first stitch to the right needle, okay, and let go of the second stitch. Now we're going to figure it out. Usually the pattern will tell you if we're gonna cross it to the right or to the left. If we are going to be crossing to the right, that means that this stitch with this little pin needs to stay up in front. If we're gonna be passing to the left, we have to put it in the back of our work. Those are 2 terms for cable knitting: up in front or to the back, front or back. So let me cross it for you to the right first. So we're going to put it up in front, put the stitch back on the left needle, and put this stitch back on the needle also. So now you can see that we have crossed it to the right. The cable goes to the right, okay, and then you just knit as you see, okay, knit and knit. Okay, now we're gonna come to where we're gonna be crossing 3 and 3. Okay, so I'm gonna use this little pin again, put it on the 3 stitches, and then put the first 3 stitches on the right needle, slip the 3 stitches at the same time. I will put it in the back, and then put the first 3 stitches back on the left needle, okay, and then I'll take the stitches from this little pin and put them all back on the needle, okay, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, and now I can go ahead and again just knit it all 6 stitches. you just knit across. There's nothing to it. Just knit across all 6 stitches, and now you will see that here we cross it to the right, and in this we cross it to the left. So here we have 8 stitches, and I will divide it in 2, which is 4 and 4, and we will cross 2 to the right and 2 to the left. So I usually do not use any like the pin or double pointed needle. What I like to do is just this. Since it is just 2 stitches, I will take it and put my left needle right back in, put it up in front, put it back, put the stitches back on the needle, and start knitting. And knit across. But only the 4 stitches. Okay? Now, since I will be crossing to the left, where I have to put the stitches in the back, what I'm doing, I will be picking them in the back, 1 and 2, okay? And then here you see what I'm doing, putting it back on the needle, cross it, put the stitches from the right to the left needle, and start knitting. Just knit across. Okay, and here we are. Now I am going to show you on how to cross 6 stitches over 6 stitches. For that I do use the double pointed needle, and we're gonna be crossing it to the right. So we're gonna go from this side to this side. So what I do, I put first 6 stitches on this double pointed needle. Since we are crossing it to the right, I'm gonna put the needle in the back. Okay? If we would be crossing it to the left, I would have it up in front. Okay? So, and I'm not putting the stitches back on the needle. I'm just gonna let them be on the double pointed needle, and I will knit these stitches. And then what I'm going to do is I will take the double pointed needle with the stitches on and just knit it off of the double pointed needle. And again, just to knit, nothing special, just knitting across as they were knitted. So, and as I have knitted all the stitches, here I'm just gonna finish the row, and in the next video I will show you on how it looks after you're done with the reverse side. Here is my little swatch that I made since I paused the camera, and because I do continental knitting, it is very fast knitting. So here are my little cables, just for you to show you. With the cables, very important is to know where to cross the stitches. Here you can see one right side row crossed, one right side row not crossed, next one got crossed, and again not crossed, crossed, not crossed, crossed. Here on the cable 3x3 I crossed in the first row, and then 2 rows I didn't cross, and then on the third one I did cross again. Here again I did it on the 2 row I was crossing, and you can see how beautifully it is making the pattern. But here I made a mistake, and you can see it right away that I crossed the next row when I shouldn't have. And here is the cable with the 6x6. So this is it. Please leave me comments if you'd like to see more. Let me know. Share, like. If you enjoyed this video, leave me a comment, like and share. Thank you.